first Zen story is sort of an analogy or a parable about an aspect of life. It's called Jewel of Forgetfulness. And in that story, Zen, in his task as a mercenary, has to do a task that's kind of distasteful to him. At the end of the story, the object that he was to retrieve was called the Jewel of Forgetfulness, and he places it on his forehead and immediately forgets this distasteful task that he accomplished.
Growing up in the woods, I had a fear of being abducted by aliens. These are the actual woods. Any light I saw streaking across the sky at night was sure to be my future alien oppressors. My fear was born out of that combination of living in the woods and less than Spielbergian-like aliens at the time. The aliens of that era kinda had more in common with the shark from Jaws than E.T. or the aliens from Close Encounters. Hey, there's a letter in here from Sean Kiley from Pittsburgh, PA. I'm back indoors, and also in California, and several months later. At the time, aliens were mysterious entities on X-Files, or straight up monsters in Fire in the Sky. What is arguably the greatest horror film ever made? It's called Alien. Although E.T. was a big deal, the view of most aliens in pop culture were gray humanoid creatures who were going to dissect us in their spaceships. One day, I came across this comic book that featured a very different kind of alien. One that was actually friendly. Maybe a bit sarcastic, but still friendly. Beyond that, he was a ninja. And while he may or may not have abducted a child, he had the specific tagline of Defend the Earth. He was Zen Intergalactic Ninja. I actually bought it here. This Walmart used to be Value City in the Highlands Mall. This is where I bought Zen Issue 0, my first ever independent comic. This comic book, when I first got it, came with a certificate of authenticity. None of my other comic books had that, therefore they were all inauthentic. Also, it was signed by Bill Mouse. It was encased in plastic. Imagine this, encased in plastic. It was unlike anything I'd ever seen. And it was in the toy aisle, where I'd buy my Ninja Turtles and my Toy Biz X-Men. There, I also found Zen. Zen was created by two men, the gregarious and outgoing Steve Stern and the quiet and reserved Dan Cote. We've established that Zen was an alien, hence the intergalactic part, but what about the ninja part? In the 80s and 90s, ninjas were everywhere. From mutant ninjas to American ninjas, ninjas were generally portrayed as heroic characters, and kids like me, we ate it up. Zen as a ninja alien creation was unique because he went against the trend of aliens being evil in pop culture and leaned heavily into ninjas are awesome. Now, there were bad ninjas and good aliens, but for 10-year-old Josiah, ninja good, alien bad. I was a simple kid. I was simple, but was I duped? Was Zen just created to get me to buy toys and comic books and all that stuff? And bendy figures? Or was Zen something that creative people made that they marketed because they wanted it to be a success? Let's find out.